Little did I know that throughout the years and years and years, it got to the point where I guess at the end of my drug use, I felt the same way. Where at the end of my drug use, I had a seizure that brought my drug use to a very abrupt end, almost brought my life to a very abrupt end too. But like towards the end, it wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing for me anymore. It was so habitual in what I was doing that I was just getting high at that point just to numb the shame that I had
Hmm.
toward myself that I was still doing this in the first place. When I first started doing drugs, it was because that inner child was so wounded and traumatized and didn't know how to cope with a whole bunch of things, and it made me feel good. It made me feel a part of. It made me feel accepted. I got that. I was raw, unfiltered, and people liked me when I was drinking and drugging and stuff like that. It kind of evened the playing field for me. But towards the end, I was in a pit of despair that not even drugs could get me out of anymore.
Wow.
So segueing that into the women aspect was a chick would leave my house. I felt like such a piece of about myself. 10 times worse than I did before I even started talking to her. So I'm like, well, this isn't working for me clearly anymore because I'm not getting out of it what I wanted to get, what I was getting out of it a year or two ago or 3 years ago or whatever. So that had to stop too. And it wasn't until like I really didn't have any other external validation tools left. And my only option was to, all right, dude, we got to sit down and work this shit out because before you know it, you are going to be 45, you are going to be 50. That's not the version of myself that I wanted to bring to the world anymore, man. Every addict, every alcoholic, every gambler, every sex addict, there's all a common denominator on what we feel inside that we're covering up and that we need validation for and from. I feel like everybody's stories, no matter what side of the world we come from, what socioeconomic background we came from, skin color we have, and all that kind of the human psyche is all the same, dude. We all got the same brain inside our skulls. It's very interesting to learn about, and the more people that I talk to, people such as yourself and stuff like that, it's incredible to see how we kind of coped all in the same way. So there's got to be something there. There has to be something there. That common denominator, dude, we
Yep.
could use that like as a general foundation for everybody. And you want to take it a step deeper, anxiety, depression, ADHD, like a lot of these mental health illnesses and stuff like that all stems from the coping mechanisms or lack thereof that we had as kids. How our brain naturally wants to protect ourselves the only way that it knows how when it has to. So as a 6, 7, 4-year old, 9-year old or something like that, we didn't know how to process these things and the brain will naturally take over. No wonder why I have such anxiety, dude. I was always fighting for my survival, dude. I was alone constantly. I had nobody to help me. No wonder why I'm anxious. Thinking about the future, thinking about this, my finances, this, that, and the third. I don't want to make a change in my life that I know will be better for me because I'm scared of the unknown. I'm scared of everything. No wonder why I have anxiety. I don't need a pill. I need to get to the root of that and figure it out and work past it. Sorry, I went on a
Absolutely.
rant. I went on a
No, that
rant.
was that was beautiful. That was
Sweating and
gold,
shit.
bro.
You
I'm
got me
so
sweating and
happy
shit.
you said.
I got to take another
That's how
shower.
you know I'm a good podcaster, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're leading me into the abyss.
The abyss, the abyss. Yeah, dude. Wow. Wow.
There are so many people out there who, especially in the United States, Western civilization, stuff like that, whatever, this society is so now, 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 now. Everything's got to be now, dude. We have our phones. Anything that you want is accessible in a millisecond. We want to lose weight. What do? We're not going to diet and go to the gym and like wait 2 years to get thin and get in shape. No, we're going to get a lap band surgery or take a pill or whatever it is. It's like if there were more people who were willing to look at their demons and stare at their traumas in the face and really put some serious work into like peeling the layers of that onion back on not only their childhood but being able to see how their parents childhood affected them and traumas that we've all had throughout the years too, man. Being able to peel that back and acknowledge it, stare it in the face, realize that it doesn't make us who we are, accept it and get over it and move past because life is beautiful, dude. It really is. There was a long time where I felt like you, man, suicidal, all this kind of but I didn't want to end myself in the physical. I didn't want that life to end because I knew that I had so much more to give and get from this world, it was that ego death that I wanted. It was all that and those tapes that I used to play in my head that no longer served me. I wanted that part of myself to die, not
Yeah.
me. And there's such you know, you see all these young kids now, they're killing themselves, man. Like they're teenagers and because they don't have the tools to recognize that, and they don't know what an ego death is. But they want a part of them to die, and the only way they think that they could get out of that is by like killing themselves in the physical, dude. It's killing the that's in here and in here that we want to kill, not our bodies. If we could bring awareness to like kids like that, or you know, younger people in these younger generations, dude, because these kids are savages. Society is dude, like society is so but if we could bring a little awareness to these
Yes.
people and educate them
Yes.
on that,
That's what I've been saying for a while. Like, I want to inspire the younger generation.
yeah, man. Yeah, because you know, spirituality and mental health awareness and all this kind of shit, I think unfortunately is still a very taboo subject in this country for one reason or another. I think with a lot more widespread education behind it, coming from real people like you and myself and people who have been there and done that, and we're not preaching from a soapbox, dude. We're just normal everyday people who have gone through it and are coming out on the other side and just want the best for ourselves and everybody else. I think there's going to be a huge consciousness shift taking place in the next couple of years, dude. And you know, I hope people like you and I could kind of lead the charge on that.
Dude, consider yourself my coming back guest for eternity, because this was this was amazing. This was epic.
Well, listen, there's one guy that I follow on Instagram. You ever hear of Grant Cardone?
Of course.
Love him, dude. Love him.
Yeah.
He's got a podcast episode with Jay Shetty. It's unbelievable, dude, with everything that he says. But I don't know if it was in this podcast or just on his Instagram or something like that. Oh my God, what was the point that I was gonna get at, dude? It was so good too. Choose your hard. Being fat, being overweight, being an addict, being a narcissist. All these things are hard. They
Hmm.
are hard. Self growth is the most difficult thing that I've done in my life. And peeling those layers back and really like reliving traumas and diving into relationships with myself and others, and really having to come to grips with how I've hurt people, how I've hurt myself, how I've treated myself, and doing the inner child work, and you know, grabbing that little boy's hand, dude, and saying like, I'm not that person anymore, man. You could trust me. Grab your hand, dude. We're going to the promised land. Staring at that 8, 9 year old kid, you know, as I'm coming almost like in a meditative state, dude, I'm like, the tears are falling down my eyes because like I see myself as that kid again, man. Like that scared kid who was like, am I gonna have to do this world alone like this? Am I gonna have to, you know, like I was forced to grow up so young and I didn't know how to do it. And like I still take those things where it's just like, I don't want to ask for anybody's help. I want to I need to do everything and control everything because that's all I knew. That's hard. Like all that, like he was saying, the work that you put in is what you're gonna get out of it, just like anything else. I feel like all these quick fixes that are out there now is kind of subjecting people to a false sense of peace or a false sense of bravado, whatever, about when, you know, how far they've come along in their lives. Maybe I'm not wording this properly, but I feel personally that there's something to be said for doing the things that most people don't want to do, whether that's going to the gym when you don't want to go to the gym, or sticking to that diet, man, when there's a piece of cake in front of you and everybody else is having cake. That discipline, that self-love. For the last like 6 weeks I've been gluten free. It's a discipline. It doesn't matter if I'm on vacation or not, dude. I'm gonna stick to my diet. I'm gonna work out while I'm on vacation. Yeah, I just played 2 rounds of golf. It took, you know, 9, 10 hours or something like that. I'm gonna go sit in the gym for 45 minutes and get a pump in. But it's coming from somebody who doesn't love himself enough to do that. And I know where it was coming from, and it, you know, it was kind of playful friend ribbing too, but like I knew deep down where that was coming from. That was
Yep.
projections. That was projection. So never be apologetic for loving yourself and stating your boundaries and sticking to them, because that's going to take us far in life.